What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Commodity. I'm Fez, and today we're taking a look at mechanic reacts to catastrophic turbo fails. This was suggested in the Discord by Matey Potato. And this is on the channel Real Mechanic Stuff. So if you enjoy these videos, if you like actually having mechanics react to things, I actually watch a lot of these channels. Or a lot of these videos. I haven't seen this one. I think this one's fairly new. I didn't even look to see. Here, let's see here. Oops. This came out 2 days ago, so this one is new. I don't even think I'm subscribed to the channel, but I will if I need to, which I'm going to. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy this channel, I am trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm roughly 10,000 away. So if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and hit the like button because it will help me out a ton. But let's jump into this.
We love boost, we love turbos, and when they work, they're absolutely amazing. But when they don't, they can fail pretty spectacularly.
We brought in some real mechanics to watch clips of insane turbo failures and break down exactly what went wrong. Welcome to Real Mechanic Stuff.
Sandra, you're a real mechanic, right?
We try.
Hell yeah, me too.
Fun fact, I went to an automotive school. I was a certified ASC certified technician here in the United States. It's been a long time and I have forgotten a lot of stuff. So this is going to be pretty entertaining.
First clip. Ah, yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
The classic Z move. Rev your engine as loud as possible at the car meet and show off for the boys.
They're like the Harley people.
How's that not on fire?
That turbo's overheating, blowing so much air out. Like, it's not even like funny at all.
Our turbocharger has two sides. We are going to have a turbine side and we're going to have a compressor side. So what's great about turbos is they don't take power to make power. They're using already used exhausts that we're putting out the tailpipe anyways, that are coming through this chamber here, and they are going to spin our turbine. So as our compressor spins are spinning, we are going to get a low pressure area, which is gonna draw air in, and then we are gonna shove it back out this side into the intake to shove into our cylinders on the intake stroke.
And then your car goes, whoop.
And your car goes,
out.
They're asking a lot of those.
I've done a couple turbos on a few cars, but I've never done supercharger, but I think if I were to ever buy like well, to be fair, I really want a 911 turbo. But if I were to do like something that's non-pre-turboed for safe, like I kind of want to do another Miata. I used to have a NA Miata, if you know what that is, 1990 model. I want to do a supercharger on that because it's a lot safer, instant boost, instant power. So one of these days I'll do supercharger. Turbos are fun, but they definitely cause more invasive or terrible situations when you overboost or underfuel or run too lean or run too rich. I mean, it can be bad.
Those turbos are getting nice and toasty. Probably a little too much showing off.
next clip. Yeah. This next clip involves a 1,400 horsepower Corvette that got a little too hot on the dyno. Let's see what happens.
Ooh. Oh, that's a nice looking Corvette.
That's actually really nice, yeah. I like the side pipe.
Yo! Oh, bumper exhaust.
Oh, no!
Oh, did you see the blowback on the intake? I want to see that intake. Especially, like Corvettes, I never understood it. The LS motors, I don't even know if the new LTs do. They have plastic intakes with that much fire.
Oh, the wall's on fire, dude.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, that's the intake manifold. Just exploded.
Just gave out.
Did they have the plastic intake
God.
still on?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
God, that was dumb.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So whenever you
If you're turbocharging a car, upgrade your intake, especially if it's the original LS intake. That is garbage. You're so dumb.
you add a lot of power, especially a lot of boost to an engine, things down the line start to show their weaknesses.
Facts.
Because none of these parts came from Chevrolet.
built to hold
1,400
all that
horsepower.
It looks more like a tuning failure to me. We've got too much fuel, so much that we're not able to burn it in our combustion chamber inside the engine, so it's coming back out the exhaust.
Oh,
and
it looks like it came out the intake.
it can also come back out the intake as well if we've got enough. And it looks like we burned our plastic intake there and shot some flames out
That's
of the
cool,
exhaust
though.
as well.
The way you react to it, like let's just say you drop 10 G's into it.
Yeah.
And you're over here like with the boys, everybody's chilling, and they're like, hey, let's see how much power you get.
Yeah.
You're seeing that spike up, 400 horsepower, 450, 500, then you see your fucking rods coming out. And you're like, wait, what?
Most people don't come in and say, make my car safe horsepower. They're like, make the most horsepower that you can possibly make. And so you're riding that razor's edge of making the horsepower without doing damage. And so that's not easy.
A turbo and a diesel go together like peanut butter and jelly. Why? Forced induction in diesel engines allow the engine to increase peak power and torque while the turbocharger increases overall engine efficiency.
Seems like a win-win, right? Well, guess what? It is! Except
Why are you yelling at me?
when you go too hard and it explodes.
Ooh.
Run that clip.
Rolling coal. Yeah.
Black smoke.
Crazy thing. So in the U.S., assuming that you're not watching, if you're not in the U.S., rolling coal has became illegal. At least in Texas, people will do it, especially to like if they see like a Tesla, they'll roll coal on them, and yeah, they'll get in big trouble for it. They'll get fined big time.
Oh, wow, that's no longer black smoke.
That's terrifying.
Oh, wow!
Oh,
Is that a
That's
propeller
cool.
shaft?
Oh my God!
Oh,
Wow.
Is that the turbine? That's awesome.
your
That's
turbo decided to say goodbye.
Obviously, anytime we see black smoke, it's going to be too much fuel. Usually with turbos, if we see a lot of black smoke, we are, even in diesels, we could be looking at like an underboost leading into an overboost situation.
Too much power.
To be fair, I've never understood how the rolling coal worked. I'm glad she told me. Now I know. I thought that was normal. I thought it was just soot. But now I know it's not a good thing.
Couldn't take it. It could have been a cheap turbo.
Yeah, like this one.
It's hard to know exactly what
The
caused
eBay
this
turbo
problem. You know, if the turbo was already having issues before and they didn't know it, or if they were just simply asking too much of the turbo by boosting too much.
That's wild.
got Inception in here. So,
Oh, that's funny.
if you're going to
I
run a
just got what he
turbocharged
said.
vehicle on a dyno, it's always best to reinforce everything else, as we'll see in this next clip. Let's roll it. We got an F-250 on a portable dyno. Oh.
Ooh, that's
we
not
went from
good.
black smoke to white smoke.
That's never good.
Black smoke, white smoke.
That's it.
That's not what you want to see.
Laters. Bye-bye.
Not good.
Not good.
Especially when it's abrupt.
Yeah. Following a loud bang. That loud bang to me sounds like our head gasket might have taken a dump.
The seals give out inside, so everything's mixing up. That's where you're getting everything out that exhaust. There's nothing else separating it.
That puff of white smoke was coolant getting into our combustion chamber, a lot of it.
So in the description of this video, the owner was like mad at himself for running it on a dyno without getting it studded. What does studded mean?
New head bolt studs. He didn't change out anything. Just went straight to the stock stuff and just went fucking ham, and I'm gonna put all kinds of big ass turbos.
So if you don't upgrade your head studs, you'll blow the top of your motor right off.
Your fucking head will be sitting next to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully understand the studs. I mean, I get it. So, like I used to do only Hondas type stuff back in the like late 90s, early 2000s, and studs were popular even on Hondas because everybody was boosting them. Because the stock ones you screw in and you're basically just threaded here, and it could cause. I don't understand how that works. Maybe because it's double threaded or something like that. So it just has to pull it up, and it can pull up enough to blow the head gasket and stuff. and then you got a stud that you screw in one side, and then the other side goes into the head, and then you put a bolt on the top of it, or a nut, or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to think. So I guess you're just kind of, it's harder to pull apart like that. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. If you understand how a stud works, I mean, I understand that it's better, but I don't understand, like, why. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know that.
Diesels don't just come in trucks, pal. They also come in cars. Check out
I may have
these
known in the
cars.
past, but I don't remember anyways.
Why do you let it keep going? You can slap that sucker in park.
Oh, no one's in it.
Oh, no one is in it.
Oh.
Just ghost riding the whip.
Ghost riding.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Mine
dude,
got
that's
stuck right
terrible.
there, but I don't see nobody in there.
Yeah, there's nobody in the car.
Nobody's in the car.
I'm guessing
Somebody just like, oh shit, I'm out.
he must have just left it idle, and then this happened. Is my
Look at
only
that
guess.
ground right there.
What the heck? Ghost
What the hell
car.
was he talking
A little spooky.
This feels like a stuck throttle. Or a ghost.
I'm going for the ghost.
Yeah, me too.
I like that, dude. He's
The previous
very,
owner's life. Take my
pretty
car
Chicano.
back.
Dude, but that's the thing. It's a Volvo, so nobody died in it.
Safety.
Yeah, safety.
Orale.
So far, we've seen turbos explode out of the vehicle that it's in, but this time we're gonna get up close and see exactly what it looks like when it fails. Here's one powered by burning wood.
Wood powered turbo?
What?
Okay, I'm gonna let you explain this one. I think
I don't know if I'm qualified for that.
the air it's sucking in is dumping into the smoker tank and pushing all the smoke back into the exhaust, and then it's just a constant loop.
Ooh, I just shot out.
Straight out. Yeah, so the turbine spun so fast that it like overwhelmed the bearing.
Shot
And
out.
just, like,
It looks like they built it to fail almost because they
Yeah.
had their cameras ready and they were waiting for this
Rest
maybe to
in peace.
happen. Oh yeah, RIP. But turbos are only rated for certain RPM range, and when they do exceed that, then you're asking too much
Catastrophic.
of the bearing.
Yeah.
And then we usually get some sort of bearing failure, and then our turbine.
The boys tell you, hey, bring out the grill. Put the turbo on that shit, too. Let's do this shit fast. Man, that was wild.
The impeller is the most important part of your turbocharger. It's a tiny fan that spins in a stream of engine exhaust, which in turn spins another fan that squeezes more air into your engine.
modern impellers can spin between 80,000 to 200,000
Holy crap.
RPMs. That's rotations per minute, pal. That's 13 times faster than a jet engine.
What?
At those speeds, the centripetal force on the blades can cause them to spin themselves apart. So quality is extremely important when buying a
can
turbo.
imagine.
Here's what happens when you cheap out.
Just because you can get a turbo off of Amazon doesn't mean you should buy the turbo off
Can you
of Amazon.
really?
That accent, though.
Oh no! Look at that lost little impeller.
Ooh.
It looks like the turbine to impeller shaft just broke.
Either it doesn't cool down enough, it gets over hot, like cooling system's not right, not enough oil, whatever it is, they just snap in half. One side goes
Or
the
just
other
made
way,
like
the other one
shit.
stays inside. So if you buy that at Walmart or 99-cent store, that's what happens. Cheap turbos.
You want to go with name brand turbos that are common in industry. Usually off-brand turbos are copying other turbo design. So the design is good, but the quality of the parts and the manufacturing processes are not the same. And so you end up with stuff or problems like broken shafts like what we just saw.
All right, I'm gonna give a
Catastrophic.
preemptive, get your minds out of the gutter. Sandra, what is shaft play? I said get your minds out of the gutter. All over.
Okay. So inside, usually when you get shaft play, whether it be new or used, that means your bearings are giving out. So you gotta either return it or don't play with the shaft.
Dude, do not play with
Don't play
shaft
with the
play.
shaft play.
You want it to be completely straight and not have any back and forth.
Shaft play.
I like
Yeah, you shouldn't be able
That's
to
not good.
hear
I know that.
That's why this turbo is no longer on a vehicle.
No shaft play.
No shaft play. In this next clip, let's see what signs to look for that your turbo may be headed to Boomtown.
Whining.
So we've got the Wuhan Warrior out.
Wuhan Warrior.
The Wuhan Warrior.
So I guess there's a good turbo wine and a bad turbo wine. I mean, to be fair, most of the wines I hear is always on superchargers, like in your Hellcats and your Demons and all that kind of stuff. I just haven't. It's been so long since I've driven even. I mean, I work at Subaru, so I drive a lot of turbo cars. Like 50% of our cars are turbo.
There is
But they're like this
a little
big.
bit of wiggly play.
Wiggity play.
Wiggity play.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were just showing.
Shaft play. Little wiggly play, as he put it.
So it's giving you play again inside. So it's making noise, like flapping around. That's what you hear, like a screaming. It's just noise. It's straight noise. It's guiding you, like change me now, or I'll blow right now.
I like the way you turbo. No wiggity.
No doubt. Let's go to the next clip.
If a turbo fails, it can cause catastrophic failure
Play
across
on,
your
play
entire
on.
engine in a matter of milliseconds. Let's see the aftermath of another turbo explosion.
Oh, Nesquik.
Oh, chalky milk.
That actually looks
Coolant or
good.
water gets in your engine, it makes white smoke. And on the front end,
Yeah.
chocolate milk.
That's what you got right there.
If we are creating
Head
too much of a
gasket.
restriction on our intake side, it can actually suck oil
through
through that oil feed from the bearing, which is going to allow oil in through that intake or compressor side, but the oil shouldn't look like that.
I'm taking a turbo pause.
But can't you put like, what do they call them? Like the canisters. I can't even think of what they're called. Because it's kind of happens often, what I understand. But I think that, to be honest with you, I'm just pausing it so that they don't copyright claim me. But I think there's like a thing that helps with the oil because a lot of times it's pretty common. I kind of learned that on Tavares. He put a can on his turbocharged Lamborghini Gallardo. So I'm trying to think of what it's called, but let me know down in the comments.
What's inside the turbo?
That's a fairly
So
large
this is where
turbo.
it sucks up air. You see it's all machined up. Usually if this bad boy blows up, it'll scratch all this or the inside. And then that's when it's shot. Now, inside here is where your oil lines go. Right there and there. So if they break the seals, it'll mix the oil and it starts shooting out through your turbo. All that.
Your intake.
Yeah. All your chocolate milk and Nestle Quick or whatever drinks you want to do.
We do get some of this under
Yoo-hoo.
normal operation, which is why you'll see a lot of people with catch cans.
That's
so
what it's
catch
called.
cans will act as a reservoir for any oil that did end up in the intake to have a happy place to go to rather than into the engine.
What do you think the turbo sounded like being drowned like that?
Yeah.
Now, most of our clips so far have involved turbos dying of natural causes. Don't make the mistake that this guy did.
What is that?
Is that the intercooler?
It's in the intercooler.
Oh, it's. I think this is the thumbnail where they had like.
So,
a
what, did
cloth
you
or
suck it
something.
into the turbo or did
Yeah,
you leave it in
sucked
like a
it,
pipe?
sucked it into a turbo.
Seems to me like rags are the number one thing because they're so light and fluffy that they're easily sucked into those.
Because he probably left it
Oh.
in a pipe and it just went in like, whoop, let's go.
That sucks.
Realistically, I'd also be very worried about what was still inside the turbo. I would, if it was me, I'd probably do a teardown of the turbo, make sure everything was clean and clear of any debris.
There was once a guy built a Civic and he had it open. You can leave these bad boys open so they could suck up anything.
Yeah, but then if like a rocket's in there.
No, a rat. Blood everywhere.
What?
All right, so we got one last clip to show you guys.
Poor
Before we
rat.
do that,
That's a terrible way to go out.
Sandro, who are you and where can people find out more about you?
My name is Sandro. You can find us on Instagram around the shop. Bring us what you got.
I am Angelina Alcantara. I teach automotive at Riverside City College. You can find me at Instagram at Miss A the Shop Teacher and YouTube at Miss A the Shop Teacher.
Breaking
All right, if
boundaries.
foreign objects
Love it.
getting unintentionally sucked into a turbo like a rat was bad enough. What happens when you intentionally throw something into them? I mean, I think I know, but let's watch the clip.
French fries?
French fry?
So just throwing French fries in it, yeah.
Where's the ketchup?
Oh, is that a burrito?
It's a burrito.
A whole burrito?
Oh my God.
It's a burrito. Little asada burrito too.
What kind of car is
Smells like carne asada.
I see some
Hey!
foods.
this? We got a Ute. That's dope. That is so sick. I'm telling you, I don't know if I would throw Mexican cuisine into my turbo, but that is sick. I love that. Smoking the tires.
Well, that was entertaining. That's definitely not good for the engine. Any foreign objects inside the engine could create problems, even potatoes.
Hey, all right. Just because it's ethnic food doesn't make it foreign, all right?
So
Feed
stupid.
your car fuel, not burritos. Cars, just like dogs. They may want people food, but don't give it to them because it's bad for them.
If you want to see more real mechanics like Angelina here, react to
I enjoyed that very much. I thought that was hilarious. God, I'm so out of touch with my turbo knowledge. So I was kind of close on the catch can. I just couldn't remember what it was called. I knew that turbo and oil pretty common, but it doesn't need to be a whole lot. But no, this was hilarious. That was crazy. How does that not destroy everything? Let me know down in the comments if that, like, putting the burrito in there, like. Now I will say, so I had a 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was a hand-me-down car. It was a limited edition with a 5.2 liter V8, I believe. The thing was a monster. I lived down in Houston when I was going to automotive school. We went to Galveston and into which is right off the Gulf of Mexico, and you can drive your cars in there. The Jeep was all jacked up and everything. It was really cool. It's been a long time. This is like circa 2003, maybe 4. And so I drive into the ocean and it stalls in the ocean. And I sit there and wait. I'm like, okay, so we apparently got a lot of ocean water into the engine compartment. So I wait and I started back up. I'm so far in that the exhaust, like, water's getting inside the car at this point. And I finally get it started up and I back it up. And I don't clean any of the salt water off at all. Like, this thing already had like 280,000 miles on it. I mean, it was ready to die. And so one day it started running really, really rough. So I was like, I haven't done a tune up probably in like, this is probably like 20,000 miles later. And I was like, I'm going to change out the spark plug, see what's happens. Started taking off the spark plugs and they were shattering as I was taking them out. But I did get them all the way out. But a lot of the porcelain from the plugs went into the cylinders. And so I got everything buttoned back up. I go to start it up and all you hear is, and what, like, porcelain, I don't think it melts like normal things. And I don't think it just breaks up like normal things. But you hear, and then all of a sudden it just goes away and it runs perfect. That car was phenomenal, but that was the stupidest thing. And then so I finished school and then it's time to get rid of that Jeep because it was destroyed. Like, the hood, instead of having like shocks or just regular hinges, it had like these coils that kind of held it open without having to hold it up with a prop or anything. But those coils had gotten so salty, they expanded and popped out like this. So my hood looked like it was some type of special race hood or something. Towards the windshield, it was up like this. It was so funny. I beat the shit out of that car. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you have other videos that you want to suggest to me like this, link to my Discord is down in the description. And until next time, bye.